Hello everyone, welcome to the video on networks, and today's goal is to learn about the internet, networks, and home networking. And today's topics will include what's the internet, tools for internet connection, and home networks. So let's start off with what is the internet. Internet is a global system of interconnected computer network, and computers are connected via internet protocol, which is TCP/IP, and is used for sharing hypertext documents, application, email, communication, peer-to-peer file sharing. So what are connected to internet? Well, these are the devices that are connected to internet so far. We start off with personal computers, which could be either a desktop or a laptop. We have mobile computers, such as smartphones or tablets. We have wearable technology. We also have appliances and smart home technology. And lastly, we're getting cars that are now being connected to the internet as well. So who provides the internet? Well, telecommunication companies provide access to the internet by using their telecommunication technologies. In Canada, the main two biggest telecommunication companies in Canada are Rogers and Bell, and these companies are considered a Internet Service Provider, which stands for ISP. Now let's talk about different internet technology you can get for your houses and for businesses. So first is the digital subscriber line, which is DSL broadband. It's a wireline transmission which transmits data over phone lines and higher frequency bands to not interrupt any phone services. Next, we have cable broadband. This is the service that sends data over using coaxial cable with radio frequency bands commonly used for TV before it was also used for internet services. Then lastly, we have fiber broadband, which uses optics. It sends electrical signals that are converted to light, and such a light is sent through optical, usually glass or transparent fibers. The technology is much faster since light travels faster than electricity without magnetic disturbance compared to DSL and cable. So let's compare the different internet technologies and their download speeds. So these are the optimal speeds, often found for businesses. So DSL speeds range from 20 megabits per second to 100 megabits per second. Optimal cable speed goes from 250 megabits per second and 400 megabits per second. And optimal fiber speeds currently is 1 gigabit per second. So as we can see, fiber speed are definitely much faster than DSL cable technology. However, these are businesses who pay top dollars to get these speeds. So average US download speed for homeowners is around 18.2 megabits per second, which was measured back in 2016. Little note, Mbps is megabits per second. That is different than megabytes per second. So 60 megabits per second is about 7.5 megabytes per second. If you're ever confused about what kind of speed you're getting in terms of megabytes, you can always divide your megabits per second number by 8 and you can get your megabytes per second numbers. Then lastly, we can talk about mobile internet technology, which is 4G currently, which is the 4th generation, and with 5th generation somewhere along the way, is the wireless mobile telecommunication. So we have cell towers that are built all around the world that are able to transmit radio waves at higher rates. And 4G has 3 types of technology. First is LTE, which stands for long-term evolution, which transmits about 300 megabits per second speed. We have also H3PA+, which is high-speed packet access, which is around 168 megabits per second. Then we have WiMAX, which is the worldwide microwave access, around 128 megabits per second. So we talked about what internet is, who provides internet, and the different type of internet technology out there. So let's talk about the tools for internet connection we need at home. First off, you need a modem. Modem is a device that communicates with your ISP. So it must be first compatible with the ISP's technology. Then the internet access will be granted by the output of Ethernet connection. Ethernet helps to create a local area network between modem and a device, either a computer or a router, so that your device or the router will have internet access. What is a router? It's a device that shares the internet between multiple devices. Most common routers are wireless routers that create a Wi-Fi network for wireless internet access. The modem and a router or device are connected via internet cables. Then let's talk about the internet protocol. It's a software where the ISP will provide a set of rules that they have to go through to provide you the internet access. So it is transmission control protocol and internet protocol. It is the set of rules and conventions that has been set to allow the transfer of information across connected computers. Therefore, every computer that is connected to the internet will have an IP address. These are numerical labels dedicated for each device connected to the internet for identification. Now, lastly, let's talk about home networking. Well, we create a local area network whenever we create a home network. It is a group of computers and devices that are connected in close proximity to a networking device, such as a router or a server. And its main function is to allow connected devices to access the internet if the router or the local area network is created and connected to the internet. Next is share files and applications through LAN between the devices and the connected devices. And share hardware access such as network printers or even network hard drives that are connected to a router or the server. And lastly, you can do media streaming services as well, as long as you have the software or the applications available on your network. So today we talked about what's the internet, the different types of network, and what home networking is. So thank you for watching and stay classy.